welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me at Maria Loves to Talk. And what am I talking about, you guys and girls? I have some great stories today that I have compiled, and this will be like I want to say 4-part or maybe a 5-part video series that I've just compiled a bunch of different top headline things that's been in the news, that's been happening. And yes, I need to get you some healthy snacks. I don't know, maybe not healthy. Maybe you're still eating on that Thanksgiving turkey. I don't know, you guys. But hey, come on back, click like and subscribe. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? I am going to do a follow-up on the Idaho 4, the young children, the young college students that were attacked by some unknown psychopath. Some things that came to me Friday and Saturday, and something I saw on, I think it was on Reddit, and a YouTuber had mentioned some things as well. And also some more stories about people doing bad things, cutting up, including some of these kids cutting up. So hey, okay, so the first things first, I do not, how should I say, I do not do anything here to try to get likes. I'm not speculating, and I do not copy other YouTubers' information or whatever. Reason I said that, I was looking at a YouTuber, and everyone has been on the Shanquella Robinson story, and I will honestly say people are doing some great job reporting some good information and showing support and love to the family, and also to the Idaho 4. So this lady, I was watching her video, and she was saying that one of her fans or supporters told her that another YouTuber had copied her tarot reading, her tarot card reading. And so she was saying, I guess giving a message out to the lady, whoever you are, I know you. They have told me about you. You cannot copy my information, because this reading is just one of a kind, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. So, okay, this is, and I don't do tarot cards, okay? And I will eventually do a story or my thoughts on those type of things in another video. But I am, I guess I would consider myself an empath, an intuitive, a very sensitive person, sensitive in real life and sensitive to people's personalities and what they're going through, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I did not read or watch anything about the Idaho 4. I did not watch TV. Did we watch TV that night? Because it was Friday morning. Okay, so let me just get to it. Let me get to it, because I have a lot of stories to talk about. Okay, so Friday morning, I think it was about between 4 and 5. And I did think, or something came to me about the Idaho 4. And what had came, it was a one-line sentence. I gotta scratch these things off as I go. And it said, or the person, or whoever's the person speaking, it was a young man's voice, just a regular voice. You know, I couldn't pick up anything particular about him. He didn't really have a high-pitched voice, a low voice, or a heavy baritone voice. And the word was, I didn't know them, or something to the effect, or they didn't know me or who I am. Okay. So then Saturday morning, these are some other keywords came. I call them keywords. I don't know, phrases. I am from Kentucky. Babyface mascot. I don't know what that means. South Carolina people are beautiful. I've never been in Kentucky. I don't know anyone from Kentucky. I've never been to South Carolina. I don't know anyone from South Carolina. So if you've been following my videos or whatever, you know that most of my family members are either in Louisiana, Texas, and I have just a very few in California. Okay. So I don't know if I had asked or my mind asked, because at that point then I knew what was going on. What was the reason? What was the motive? What was the thought? And the word jealousy came. Okay. So those are the words. Jealousy. South Carolina people are beautiful. Me personally, I'm going to say people from Texas are beautiful. Yeah, that's right. Or Louisiana. The southern part especially. Babyface mascot. I am from Kentucky. I didn't know them. I don't know them, or they didn't know me. Okay, that was the words. And I was like, that is really weird. That is extremely weird. Okay, so went looking at videos, and I wish that, and I've got complaints galore about YouTube, you guys, and I will do a separate video about my complaints and issues with YouTube. So I saw a YouTuber, because I think the word or the key word was something about there is a masked person that was caught on video, because you remember I asked, where are the Ring cameras? Where are the people? Are there not people in the neighborhood with Ring cameras? That's really weird. So he showed the video. This guy's name, I think it was Morris or Joseph. No, I'm not going to show y'all the video. But he mentioned that a dude from Reddit was showing the video, and they were saying, and they even showed a man, looks like a tall, thin guy, with a, look like one of those skin masks, almost like one of those grafting masks. You know, when the people have an injury, they put this mask, like a silicone. Tall, slender person, and the people said that this person was walking around, knocking on people's doors at like around 3 o'clock in the morning, which is really strange. And of course, you can't do that here in Texas, because they will shoot you from the door, from inside the door, from inside the house. So, okay, so Idaho and Texas, big difference. And then they said, I believe they said that they know who the person is. And then there was some more information. Someone said that they remembered that the guy from the truck, and I'll put the little postings, so I clipped the little, took a little snapshot, that the man or the young man that was at the food truck, that wasn't him, because he is short. And this man that was on the porch, knocking on people's doors, is a tall, slender guy. They also mentioned something about these kids, not the kids, the college, their fraternity, wherever they was partying at, that's not far from the house. Okay. I thought that was interesting, because I thought they were like, it was just a bar. I didn't know they had went to another place to hang out before going to the bar. Then somewhere they said the other two girls, I noticed they're not talking about the survivors, but someone mentioned that one of the young girls said that she remembered hearing somebody come through the door, and she didn't think nothing of it. She went back in her room, or they locked their room. And then when they got up, they noticed the sliding door was open. And then they saw the young man, the shaping guy, he was in between the kitchen and the bedroom. And she ran out the door, fell down, just, you know, in pain, scared, just sadness, just in horror. And the neighbors saw her, and they're the one who called 911. Okay, so I'm just going to go on based on what came to me. That would mean that it was not someone in the house. It wasn't Kaylee's boyfriend. I forgot what the little young man, the little tall blonde guy. Until the police tell us something concrete that makes me feel comfortable enough or satisfied on my little questions, my little Murder, She Wrote, you know, Angela Lansbury, my Mannix, not Mannix, Kojak, all those little, curiosities, Nancy Grace, Nancy Drew. I'm still thinking that it just seems like it had something to do with inside the house. I'm just saying, someone inside the house or someone knows the layout. I just cannot see a complete stranger who do not know them on a personal level. That's just me. Okay, that's what I had to say. And again, we need to just keep these families lifted up in prayers and keep the police and the detectives, because it looks like this is going to come out to be like the way they did with the Delphi story, the tragedy. It doesn't seem to, it will be solved soon, because so far I read they've had 1,000 tips. They interviewed, interrogated about 100 people, and they still got a lot to go, and a lot of people, was a lot of traffic in that house, and things probably, no telling, got contaminated. Just saying. Okay, so let me go ahead with the rest of my stories. I just had to get that out. Okay, this first story is interesting. Chinese fugitive in marijuana farm deletes, begs to stay in Miami over fear of mafiosos. Tag reader helps Miami Beach police officers to arrest fugitive accused of deleting 4 and injuring 1 in Oklahoma. I would have never suspected. Okay, so here, after he was arrested in Miami, and this is from Local 10 News, after he was arrested in Miami Beach for deleting people in Oklahoma, a Chinese man, I don't know why they're not saying his name, a Chinese man told the judge in Miami-Dade that he feared the members of an organized crime organization. His name is Chen, C-H-E-N, Wu, W, also known as Wu Chen, communicated with Miami-Dade Judge Mindy Glazer with the help of an interpreter, and he begged her to stop his extradition back to Oklahoma. I thought he was trying to stop from going back to China or something, so he didn't want to go back to Oklahoma. Maybe they have the death penalty there and they don't have it in Miami. I don't know. I want to stay here. How long I have to stay in jail, I don't care. This is what he's saying. But if I go back to Oklahoma, I'll be killed in the prison or jail. I'm afraid I will be deleted because these people are mafiosos, Wu told Glazer, according to Hailin Wang, the court's Mandarin to English interpreter. Wu, 45, was driving a car with a tag that investigators included in a shared database. So when a tag reader in Miami detected his presence on Elton Road, police officers tracked the car to a parking lot. 4 execution-style murders at a marijuana farm were more than 1,600 miles away from Miami Beach. In Oklahoma, Kingfisher Sheriff deputies and fire rescue personnel responded to a 10-acre Hennessy town. There was a 4th male that was injured, and he was transported to the hospital by helicopter. All of the victims were Chinese and knew each other, according to the Oklahoma Bureau. Okay, so basically, these marijuana farms, they bring in a lot of money, a lot of traffic, and a lot of violence. So here someone is saying that piece of paper is nothing more than a front for them to continue to do what these organizations have been doing, and that's growing black market. I was just wondering, black market marijuana and laundering money worldwide, Woodard said later, adding these groups can be very, very violent. And now our kids, young kids, are acting up like never before. So here, this is from New York Post. 4 teens accused of killing South Carolina man over Instagram discipline. Again, right around Thanksgiving. This is dated November the 30th. Okay, so here, 4 young teenagers And I'm going to stick to what I've always said. Video games and the music, the violence that's in the music. 4 young teenagers are accused of deleting a South Carolina man execution style after he punished them for their Instagram use, taking their computers away. 3 14-year-olds and 1 15-year-old hatched a plan to delete victim 38-year-old Larry Ingram Jr. on November the 14th. Okay, so this was a week before Thanksgiving. After he reportedly punished 2 of them who were related to him. So they weren't just related, that was his kids. Okay, so investigators said Ingram was displeased with how the teens were using Instagram. That's what he's supposed to do. He's a father who is caring, who loves his children, and he knows that this kind of whatever they were doing, probably, I don't know, maybe posting pictures with guns, or I don't know, cussing or saying threatening things. So they didn't like it. Okay, so the teens, angry over the discipline, allegedly lured Ingram to be deleted inside his Rock Hill home. Rock Hill Police Detective Eric Olson testified at family court on Tuesday. The juveniles kicked and threw items at Ingram's door until he stepped out into the hall of his apartment. Are you kidding? Wait a minute. The juveniles kicked and threw items at Ingram's door until he stepped out into the hall of his apartment. Okay. Once in the hall, Ingram was shot in the back and fell to the floor, where he was shot again. Olson described the deletion as an execution. Police recovered the suspected murder weapon, a Glock handgun, wrapped in clothing and hidden in the woods nearby. Nice looking, handsome man. I mean, the teenagers were arrested hours after the deadly shooting, and each was charged with murder and conspiracy to commit murder. They have been in the custody of the South Carolina Department of Juvenile Justice. I wouldn't want to be their caseworker. I'm sorry. I had tried to get one of those type of jobs, and I had a friend who was working at one of those places, or she was the supervisor. They was going to try to help me get on. I thought about it. I don't want to be around those. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm scared. I ain't ashamed to tell you. I'm scared. 3 of the 4 appeared in court for the first time Tuesday, where visiting family court Judge Kamika Graham ordered they remain detained. Thank goodness. Whew. Prosecutors have requested the court try the 3 teens as adults. The 4th suspect is expected to have court detention hearing in the coming days. I don't know where was. I've got so many questions. Where was the mom? Why did the dad know these kids had a gun? Was it his gun? You cannot, someone said, you can't start, just like with dogs, with animals, you can't start training them when they get old. You have to start teaching them potty training, to sit, to come, to go get the ball, or if they're a hunting dog, to go get the bird or go get whatever. You don't start when they grown and old. You start them as babies. I'm really shocked because normally, I know when one of my family members split from their, I wouldn't say split from their husband, I guess there was an estrangement. He took the 2 boys because he wanted them to be with him so he can guide them. And he didn't have any issues. He didn't keep guns. He didn't like for people when they were little. He didn't like for people to gift him. You know how people gift kids, little boys, little play guns and stuff. He would throw that stuff in the trash can. he has no problems with them today. The holiday came, they were over there at his house with his new woman, a lady friend, or whatever. Um, you know, I hate that this happened, because this man was trying to raise his kids and even help the other child that wasn't his. And this is basically what a good father get, a good man get at the end of the day. It's sad. He gets deleted. He gets disrespected or walked over. And it's sad, and prayers go out to him. But I would really like for them to show these little monsters' faces. Because when these boys who want to be tough, they want to be strong, they want to be rough, when you get out there with these stone cold, real older dudes, I call them roosters. That's what this one guy that I knew was my buddy, we would talk. He was so crazy, telling me about what was going on in the prison or the state jail, the federal jail that he was a guard at, and how some of these little young boys, they would throw them in these rooms or jails with these older guys that's been there for a long time, and how they would get preyed upon. And I don't mean prey like this, the other kind. So, gosh, it's just crazy.